Okay, check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Going to close the level. Check 1, 2, 3. Come on. Check 1, 2, 3. Take volume down to 2. Volume down to 2. My volume is at 2. Why is YouTube not on? Okay, let's find out why YouTube's not on. Oh, it is on. Cool. Alright. Collapse the YouTube window. Okay, we're almost set up here. Kind of. About as well as can be, I suppose. Okay, so welcome to the Pleasure Dome, as was once said in a Frankie Goes to Hollywood video, eh? Okay. Alright, so as you can see, we are loading up the Langrisser for the PC Engine, and I'm going to continue on with the level that I was working on. I do believe it was on level 12 from yesterday, and I will continue going through this level and adding my commentary to that. So now today's experiment is that I'm also going to live stream this to going to use the YouTube as a live stream as well, in addition to using Twitch. So if you guys are on one or the other, then you can catch either stream and see what happens to that. All right. Let's see if I can figure out how to make this work for all the different various platforms. Okay. So let's have a way to go to try this out. Something kind of new. Okay, so main menu here, and make sure the volume is going here. I have both chats up and running, so that's cool. And let's go. Okay, so normally I'd load from the main menu here, but of course I was in the middle of the game yesterday, so I'm going to load my save state, and I was at save state number 3. So oops. Yeah, I think I just screwed up. Oh well. That's okay. That's okay. Whatever. I guess I'll play again. I don't think it goes too far back from where I was anyway. So, turn. Let's see. Scenario 12, turn 10. I think it was pretty close to where it was. I think that sort of looks right. And yeah, so basically we had Jessica taking care of this guy here. He has only one more infantry left, so that was more or less it. Narm's coming over there. My newly acquired Ranger. So again, it was around familiar. On the regular Sega Genesis Warsong, you only have 3 class changes, and so this is now the 4th class change that you can put in. Which is still waiting and healing, getting ready to do the assault on Digos over here. There is a whole clog of crap guys here. The Lord here. And so we'll wait until he gets there, and then we'll gotta hopefully get him out of that stupid tunnel here and then fight with him over here. With these two, we got a bishop over here, and we have a wizard over here. This wizard has these 2 guys here, and this bishop here has these 2 units here and here. So we can deal with that. Lids up here, Hawking, who I'm trying to basically hand over some experience points, is right here. And we've got a bunch of guys here basically just healing and getting ready to move forward up there. Okay, so let's just try to get past those guys, right? So first thing we do here, let's see what kind of experience points we can do here. Looks like we actually finished doing the moves on this side here. I have finished doing the moves on this side over here. Alright, looks like I've already done all the moves, so it's just a matter of hitting enter. And let's finish the move, and let's go. Let the computer do all the moving. Okay, and so again, to reiterate, I have set the combat animations off, just because the emulator that I'm using is the Magic Engine, and when you get lots of action and sound effects and moves that can all sort of going together, sometimes the computer really lags a lot, and since I'm already having lots of issue with lag in audio, I don't want to make it any worse. So to keep it easy, I'm going to turn it off. And the other thing that is that when you get lots and lots of units, like this particular level, we're getting just close to 100 different units all over the screen here. So yeah, probably just speed things up a little bit by not using combat animations on. So I'll turn that off for convenience, I would say. Okay. Alright, so now we are up to turn 11. Let's see what has happened here. So fortunately these guys are moving out of that tunnel, which is what I want them to do. These guys are spreading out a little bit, so that's fine. Alright. Layden here is got these 2 guys here. I don't want to use Layden to kill these obviously because that's losing experience points. I want to use Hawking, which is back here. He's got some archers. That's Layden's archer. That's Layden's archer. This Hawking. Okay, so here's a full 10 units. So let's move him up. And let's go over here and wait him back out. Ah! Hawking, you're useless. Okay, maybe I'll use Hawking walking, go up here. You can kill this guy. Okay, good. Another 10 archer unit. Now, I don't think I can get around to this guy over here. No, I can't. Okay, so Layden, go over here. Move Layden back to here. And then that should give me enough room to get Hawking up over here. Yeah, I can do it. Okay, do your job. Kill one guy. There we go. Now I got one more spot. Hawking. That's Layden's, that's Layden's. That's Layden's. That's Layden's. Jeez, got nobody left here. Okay, Taylor. When you do your job. Let's move Taylor up here. And use the horse. Can I get up here? Oh, you can't. Nope, I can't. Alright, that's useless. So as you can see, I'm trying to move my forces up. And the reason is that, as you can see, the zone of control, as lighted by the blue here, is the radius of area that control, ZOC. And here is where you want to basically make sure all units are within here, so that way they get all the combat bonuses. So if Hawking can't do the job, then at least, maybe Taylor can do it. Now, we got a whole bunch of injured units down here, so let's get Chris to use her magic healing spell. Area of effect should be up probably one more hex. That heal this hex, and then that should catch your airwiness. Bing. Okay, there we go. And everybody should be good, so they can heal and do stuff there. Alright, let's see what the war front over here looks like. Now, Elwood is just about finished healing his two guys, so let's heal one more turn. Soon's done his rest. So let's go over here. Now, as you may notice soon here, let's see, Jessica, what can we do with you guys? Well, you can kill this guy here, and I think it's the last troop of that guy, and then there's basically the main guy here. So let's take care of him by using Jessica's horse here. That's a full powered horse. Let's go over here and whack this guy out. Thank you. Needs to heal this guy, so I'm gonna move over here. Now use this horse here. I'll ram this guy here. Take him down. And he's almost dead. This is Narbs. Now, in theory, I don't need to give Norm any more experience points because she's already at the highest level she is. She's a ranger, so she's already got the hidden class. As you can already notice that her attack strength is 45 and her defense is 30. So probably one of the things I'm going to do for the next stage is I'm going to equip her with the Devil Axe, because then that will give her +7 -2. So that'll give her like a 52 attack and a 28 defense, which is pretty damn good. So she'll just roll over guys with that. So I'm gonna move her forward over here and get ready to engage these losers. And so I want to heal this guy, so I'll move it over here. And I want to heal this guy too, but I can't reach, so I'll do there. And that pretty much finishes this turn. So, end turn. Okay. So, Now, hi there, Dan. And no Genji talk today, but you know, maybe we can make another special video for that, and then we'll invite Matt for that, eh? Welcome to the stream. So now enemy phase. Now trying to weaken out the main guy here. So yeah. So this is half the reason why I equipped Chris with an orb, because I know that they have lots of magic users, and with the magic users I can you know, take down those guys. All right, Digos. Okay, he's finally going. Ah. So he's going, oh, you pesky rascal, coconut huh? Ha! So now they finally, you know, getting closer to Digos. So now Digos actually throws a spell back at Norm. He hasn't advanced his troops, which is fine. I'm gonna accumulate my forces and hopefully get Laden over there, because I'm gonna need some more healing guys. And those guys are always important, okay? All right. Okay, so let's go back and let's see what's happening on this front here. Now on this front, Laden only needs to deal with one guy over here and one troop which are just sitting inside here. We can't get to this guy here until he moves forward, so everyone's got to sort of shift forward before we get to that one. Now let's start with Hawking. Although what I should do is probably should remove Laden first to engage these guys. So let's move him up. Let's move all the way up to the front line, but I want to hold here. I'm not going to take him down because he doesn't need the experience points, remember. This is just basically to cover Hawking, to take out these guys and not get his forces all, not getting all his archers all like killed. That would be kind of bad. So now that was the last troop for this bishop. So now we can take out the bishop. Alright. So I'm going to take out this guy here. I'll use Taylor. Yay, there you go. So, knocked him out. Taylor gets the experience points. He can now advance. And let's move him out of the way so that way we get that set. And welcome to the stream there, Chad. Moo to you too. Alright, leave him in advanced mode. I want him to come out and move forward, because I don't want to deal with that guy right away. So, while those troops are all sitting back there, the idiot threw another fireball at me, so I'm going to retreat my forces back here and reheal again. Yes. Chris, throw another heal spell. 1 hex forward. AoE it. There we go. Everyone hits the area effect. There we go. So now he's down to 6 magic points, so I'm just about to finish wearing him out. Chris is still at 21 magic points, so this is where the use of the orb is a really good idea, right? And let's go check the second battle frontier. The second battle frontier has Jessica sitting over here. She is now ready to take down this guy. I could probably heal her just to make sure that she's doing okay here. Oops. Hit her with a heal spell. Just that goes through the thing. So now I've got 10 horses. I can use them to take out this guy here. Wow, he's actually surviving. Die, damn it. There we go. Death. Okay. All right. So Jessica is now able to move forward. I'm going to move. Actually, I'm going to leave Jessica there because he can get all this stuff. Now Narm can now advance another hex and see if I can try to lure him into actually coming out and attack me head on. Again, not my idea to have Narm do all the killing because she's already been leveled up to max level here, so. And Vineyard is now up and leveled up, so now we can move him up forward. And that is good. And to answer your question, Dan, we're on level 12, turn 12 of the stream. So it's a good level to begin with, I guess. You know, let's see what happens to the stream here. I want to see if we can get to the end of the rule here, and see if we can get to the end there. Okay. Okay, and Vic Rules 666, welcome to the stream. We are doing the live streaming of Langrisser for the PC Engine and going over the differences of that. If, for those people who've, you know, I've seen a lot of people who kind of watch Warsong and that kind of and play that kind of stuff, and you know, there's a lot of. I'd have to really admit that the guys at Messiah, who are the makers of this game, probably spent the most investment in this particular version of the game, and probably has the most effort, as well as they probably also put the most things into this game. Okay, there's, especially if you look at all the hidden stuff that's in this game, all the improvements that they've done to this game. You know, they've really done that stuff. Okay, and the other thing that most people probably haven't noticed is that when you look at the actual game for the thing, okay, and when you compare it to say something like the you know, let's say for example the Sega Genesis version or whatever, or even like, you know, the import over of let's say, you know, Warsong and that kind of stuff, you may notice that the cover is only in color. That's it. Everything else in the manual is black and white. Okay, and so. You know, you can tell, but you know, by the CD here, a lot of glare from the screen here, so I'll see what's right there. So, you know, it's all color and that kind of stuff. And you actually open up the CD and everything like that. You know, it actually gives you everything else is in this magazine is in color. Okay, so all the information, that kind of stuff. It even has like, you know, little, you know, directions and tables and that kind of stuff, which really helps show off all the artwork and that kind of stuff in this thing. So again, they've actually spent, you know, quite a bit more time and artwork in this particular version on the thing here. Okay, so for, you know, in terms of production value, I'd say that you know, they definitely put more into this game. So as I'm playing this game, what I want to do is, you know, I want to show you that there are all these different things that, you know, different things in this game that are different, and as what I'm showing, you know, there are some niceties that are different in this particular version than the Sega Genesis version. So, already I've already pointed out that I've already leveled up Layden and both Narm. I've already got to their 4th hidden class. Again, Sega Genesis version only has 3 class upgrades. I've already got them on this version already at level 12 to their hidden class change. Now, of course, the hard part is what I'm doing, getting Jessica and Chris up there, because, you know, because of the weakness of their forces, it's tough getting them up to the front line and getting them leveled up. So let's see what I can do. You play the game differently because, you know, I mean, yes, it's quite easy if I just use, for example, Layden here and just charge in here and just rip myself through these guys, but that's not the point. See, Layden's archer and himself managed to lower these guys down to 1 hit point, but of course now I got to kind of get him out of the way so that these guys can get in there and get the kill. So So I'm gonna have to kind of dance around this guy. So let's kind of move him over here. So let's move him up here. And then, and then I'm sure what's going to happen is that, as I move up here, his forces are going to go and pale all over the... Yeah. So let's just let that. And that is a very good point there, Dan. Yeah, I mean, the production value of a lot of the Japanese things are way higher than what we get over here. Because as I said, there's a lot of not only collectability, but it's also the presentation is really important to Japanese because to a lot of people, things like for example, you can say, oh, it's the same Street Fighter game, it's the same, let's say, Mario game or whatever, but because they've boxed it in a certain way, they put it into a limited edition box or something that they put the artwork and that kind of stuff. That is what all the extra people want. They want to sell that. I'm sure half the people in there don't even read the instructions and all that kind of stuff, but the fact that it is that sort of way. Okay. All right. Welcome to the stream, Alexander Sudek. All right. Yes, I am playing the PC Engine version of this Langrisser, and I'm gonna basically again go over some of the differences between the Sega Genesis version and, of course, I'm not even gonna bother talking too much about the PlayStation version because that's just an abomination on its own. So. All right, so now I have moved Layden out of the way so that so these guys will hopefully stop suiciding themselves on him, and then I'll start moving. Let's see, let's move Hawking forward and maybe collect up the kill. Let's see, Hawking, let's move him forward. He's still in the ZOC. You are useless. Let's go use Hawking here. Let's get rid of this guy. All right. Let's see. That's Layden's archer. So let's move up over here. This is Hawking's. Let's try. Okay. Look at. See how Hawking failed the first time. Let's not use him again. Let's use definitely have to still deal with this guy. Okay, I could charge him in a minute. Okay. Let's give this guy from Hawking one more try. Alright, one more try. Let's see. You're useless. What a dink. You are Ed. Okay. All right. Goofed here. All right. So. Let's. Come on, do something. Oh, jeez. I didn't want to do that. That was. Using a horse unit against the archer, but almost got Taylor killed. Okay, now let's... Come on, 1 against 10. Okay, there you go. And so... Okay, there we go. Come on, die, hurry up. Alright. Okay. So, for the people who are playing Langrisser mobile, you're wondering why am I being so candor in with the troops, and that is the fact that both in the Sega Genesis version, if the character dies, then you lose the character. And this version they fixed it so that it's more like the mobile version, where if you get killed, the guy will actually just be shall we say retreating. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, how politically correct, how lame, right? It's kind of like, as I made the reference, it's like Pokemon Go, where if you battle the Pokemon in the gym and the hit points go down to 0, no hit points, it means they fell asleep. Okay, now everyone can agree that looks that's how absolutely lame how that they do that, and you have to use your healing potion on someone who's sleeping. That's what revives them. Okay, so yeah. Okay, but so that's one major change that's in the PC Engine version that's not in the Sega Genesis version. Now, Alexander makes the interesting point that the PlayStation 1 version, yes, does have voice actors and basically does have a CD quality, not exactly, but not exactly CD track, but CD quality soundtrack. But the main problem with the PlayStation 1 version of this game, which is released as a Langrisser 1 and 2, the Dramatic Edition, is that what they've done is they've basically made it a Langrisser 2 combat engine, but with Langrisser 1 maps, okay? And part of the difference in the Langrisser 2 combat engine is that you can have mixed units. As you can see that, in the original PlayStation 1 version, you end up with basically one commander and a combination of only 8 units, but they all are the same unit, okay? Where on the PlayStation version, you can actually have mixed units, but you can't have 8 units. So it's a little bit of both, but not the same as one, okay? That's why I exclude that particular version and that one. That was sort of the way I would describe the PlayStation 2 version is, let's make a modified version of PlayStation of the Langrisser 2, Der Langrisser. But since we've already made this game, let's just add one to it, okay? Because remember, when the PlayStation 1 came out, that is when the PC FX came out, and that's when Langrisser 2 came out, okay? So basically, it was just a port of Langrisser 2 to the PlayStation 1, and because the people on the PlayStation may not have ever played Langrisser 1, let's just add all the Langrisser 1 levels to the Langrisser 2 game engine, but not actually let you play Langrisser 1 the way it was initially. So for all those people who, for example, had the Sega Genesis version, or in the case of the Japanese Mega Drive version, they can now play it, right? So you got to think of the progression of how the video game systems came out at that time, right? But true, it is the first CD version that they came out, and that is the first sort of voice acted version that came out at that particular time. Again, not a huge lot of differences in the actual gameplay. However, what I would have to say is the soundtracks. If I have to go and choose between the Der Langrisser that was for the PCFX and the PlayStation 1 version, I'd still have to say that the PCFX version probably had a better soundtrack. Although the best one, of course, of all of them would be the Langrisser 2 for the arranged version that came out. That's probably got the best version of them all. Okay. Just because it has real instruments and that kind of stuff. Okay. So, now we are just about ready to start trying to attack this loser here. Now I can see that he's already trying to poke us with this main guy here. As I said, I don't want to use an arm to kill this guy. I could probably quite easily do it here. Like, this guy's only got what? Attack strength of 30, defense of, let's say, 24, and I'm going to attack him with like a 45 attack strength, so I'll just totally wipe him out. So let's see if I can use somebody else. Let's see what kind of magic spells we can do here. Narma's heal. She's just again for those people who are following and can't read the Japanese here, I'll give you a hand here. Narm's spells here is Thunder. She has got Blast, Heal, Shield, Zone, and got Tornado, and our favorite Earthquake, as of course as if you've written, looks more like the word assquake, and of course Thunder. Okay, so and then of course it's wrapping around again, so that's why you get the Blast, Heal, and Shield. So all right, so I'm going to advance these forces forward. I'm sure that idiot is going to throw me another thing, so I'm going to try to split my forces up on him so that way he doesn't redirect everything on me directly. So I'll bring these. See, that's Jessica's. Yeah. So I'm going to flank him a little bit here. Make him redirect his spells. I am going to bring Bernard up here a little closer. I'm going to put him here. Okay. Keep my forces together. Soon is, well, you know what? I'm going to heal him up. He's not particularly useful. Now, the other thing that I was going to also comment is that people who play Warsong kind of go, and you're probably familiar with the picture. The picture behind Thorn, okay, is red and white stripes. And so everyone thinks, well, why they put the freaking American flag behind Thorn, right? And you can quickly see that on the original Japanese version of this game, the flag behind them is not red and white, it's green and white, okay? So it's not supposed to be a representation of the American flag, or for the Japanese flag for that matter, if you will. It's more like, I don't know, what's green and white? The Libyan flag or something? Okay, so just an interesting little point note. That is the original coloring for that particular game, okay? So, So I'll leave Narm in heal mode. Wait till those guys get through, and we're fine here. So we are going to black stuff here and go. All right. Yes, and going back to the stream chat there. Yes, Dan. Yeah. There are a lot of art books and stuff available for Japanese things. The concept is that. Especially with a franchise like Langrisser, where it doesn't actually have an anime, it's important that it's not just the game that they're trying to sell. Again, and a lot of times when you go and buy, for example, like a video game, let's say for example Langrisser, the idea of what they want you to do is not only do they want you to buy the game, but they want you to buy the posters, they want you to buy the soundtrack, they want you to buy pencils and Lamy boards, buy the art book, for example, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so one of the things that I have here, for example, is I do have the box set soundtrack. Okay, I'm going to try to get this in close enough so that you can actually see this with all the glare. Okay, so this is here the Langrisser. Try to get this without glare here. Yeah. This is the Langrisser 1, 2, and 3 CD box set. Okay, so this has all the soundtracks for the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the PC Engine, and the PlayStation 1, and it also has the Sega Saturn version of Langrisser 3. Okay, and so that's one of the things that I also picked up for Langrisser. That basically allowed me to go through and then compare the different songs, that kind of stuff for you. Now again, you know, in the different versions, they didn't make a new song. They just basically took the same song and they remixed it and reacted it. And basically, Noriyuki did a really good job reorchestrating all the stuff. And I'm really happy that he came back and did the music for Langrisser Mobile, which is really good too. Because I said, he was able to take that same song thing and just remaster it, remix it, add new instruments, and really do a good job for that. I mean, there's some soundtracks, for example, like for the light side, are like really good, and I really like that. Still, I did make a special video on YouTube. You can double check it yourself and have a look, where I basically compared, what the Mega Drive version, Sega Genesis version, how that sounds against the PlayStation version, and how that sounds against the PC Engine version, of course, and then I show also the arranged version, all that. So basically, compare each song one by one next to each other. Okay, so that gives you a whole bunch of different things on that. Okay. Anyway, so I'll continue onwards here. Let's see now. Now, Layden's troops have kind of grouped up a little bit together here. That's okay. We want to have a little bit things there, which is fine. And now that we got rid of that loser over here, they almost got Taylor killed. So I'll see if I can fix him right now. So let's heal him. Nope, oops, not wrong one. Heal is this one here. For anyone wondering, I should really go over that menu for those people who are on new to the stream here and can't read that particular menu. So I'll just go to Layden here for you. Yeah, the commands here written in Japanese are basically here. First one is move, then attack, attack, then move. This is your magic. This is your heal. This is just stand there and heal, and this is here just do nothing. Okay, so okay, just so you know what I'm going on. When I first began playing Langrisser 1, like I'm probably like you, like just I really didn't know what I was doing. I'm watching and trying to figure out these Japanese things and all that kind of stuff. And if it wasn't for the fact that I had Daisuke, one of my key translators when I was doing all the fan subbing and that kind of stuff for Arctic Animation, if it wasn't for him, I mean, he was a big fan of that, not just because of of the characters and that kind of stuff, because he was a big fan of like Norm and Chris, probably a waifu guy, if anything else. Okay, before the time of waifus. Okay, so what he did, he basically told me what each of these menus were for, and then basically he wrote them down in a piece of paper. So basically, it was like the instructions that you got in the Sega Genesis Warsong book. Okay, but he wrote basically kind of made it so that he remapped it all out, so that basically this was he said, okay, this is sort of like your move and attack. This is your attack, then move command. And so we had to basically build a little chart on a piece of paper, and then basically rewrite all these things down. And that's basically how I played it when I first got this game. Because again, just like you, I didn't know what these were, right? Until I actually had to ask somebody, ask Daisuke, going, Daisuke, what the hell am I doing in this game? And he goes, oh yeah. Okay, so this is this move, this is this move, this move. And then the other main thing that he did, which is really important, was he drew the character chart. Okay, so again, just like in the booklet in the Sega Genesis book, they tell you what the class changes and that kind of stuff are, and what path you would want to go. But again, we had to draw that out, and he had to translate that for me so that we know that where we went. Now, the important thing, okay, at least on the PC Engine version, is that they have the hidden class change, the fourth hidden class change. Again, he had found that out from the these PC Engine gaming magazines. At that time, not that we subscribed to it, but one of the magazines that came in at our Sophia's bookstore, our local Japanese bookstore that we have that sold Japanese books, was a magazine called PC Engine Fan. Okay, and inside the PC Engine Fan, they had these little booklets, which I guess the closest thing that you would say is back in the day of like EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly. They had these codes, these cheat codes, for games and that kind of stuff. And in this PC Engine Fan magazine, they had a thing which basically told you some of the cheat codes for this particular game, PC Engine. And one of the things that they told you was, hey, they got a hidden fourth, a fourth class change, okay? And with that, they drew that into the map, and then you add it on there. So that's one of the things that made this version better than the Sega Genesis version, because I said, it was pretty easy to get these characters leveled up. But when you tell them, hey, there's a fourth level change that you can go even above, for example, for Layden, you can think, oh, I'll just make him into a Lord or High Lord or whatever. Then you find out that, wow, you can go from regular fighter to Lord to High Lord, and then you go, well, hidden class change, go up to Hero. So you can get even more attack strength and more. So that's what makes it really a big thing. Okay. So that's sort of a little bit about the history of how I got started in this game, and so that's to answer your question there, Alexander. I got really interested in Langrisser 1, and I was a fan ever since. That I could start. Again, Ushihara's artwork, that doesn't hurt either. That's a nice sight in the eyes too, right? Okay, so okay. All right, so I'm going to leave these guys here because I don't need them to do too much damage. I don't want them to. Let's see. Now the next guy here has weakened himself down to 1 because this moron could not do the kill. So let's move him out of the way, and then let's use locking here to kill that guy there. So let's move this over here. Let's heal these two guys here. So let's keep these horses close and there. So these guys are now more or less taken care of. Let's start moving Chris forward. This is Lady's archer. What the hell are you doing down here? Let's get out of here. So again, oops. Okay, so for those people who are on the stream, welcome to the stream. Just another little point of exclamation. In this particular version, as you know, that on the Langrisser mobile, you'll notice that they refer to this character as Chris. Okay, and for those people who are playing the Warsong English port on the Sega Genesis, you know her as Mina. Why they decided to call her Mina instead of Chris, I thought Chris was a pretty good name as it was, but there we go. Why'd they call Layden Garrett? I mean, that sounds like a good name. So anyway, the other little difference that I'll point out right now is Chris is your main healer. Okay. So I remember when I first started playing Langrisser Mobile, I really got confused because the fact that the path I took Chris down made her more of a magic user, right? So as opposed to a healer. So instead of using Liana or Tyrus, I couldn't use Chris because I always thought Chris was the healer, but she's not. Okay, so in this particular game, she is yeah, going to be your healer, your healer. Okay. Anyway, so so let's move up. Let's see, this is Hawkins. Let's see, who's this one? This one belongs to Chris. So let's move Chris's forces right next to her and like get them all healed up. This guy can't reach, and these are the rest of hers, so it's fine. Okay, so this front's done. Let's go over to the other side and see what front is going on over here. Oh, what are you doing over here, buddy? Okay. So he healed up. Next. Looks like these guys took a hit, which is what I kind of planned. He's still at 18 magic points, so he's got a little bit of strength though. So let's use Narm. Let's okay, hold it. Yeah, let's use Narm. Let's cast a spell. Let's see, do I have attack? I don't. I have shield. Thunder. You know what? See, now the thing is, Narm only has 16 magic points, so that'd be really kind of conservative. I don't want to just, you know, rush her in here, throw Earthquake, and then, you know, not have a way to really, you know, come around, because we don't have enough guys here, right? So, I don't want to use up enough magic stuff to go in there and do that. So, Earthquake's probably the best method, because first of all, she can survive the damage, and I don't have enough guys standing around to then clean up the mess after she throws an Earthquake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her over so that you know, at the same time I don't want them to, you know, suicide all their units against them. So let's move him forward. I'm going to move this guy forward so that he can start doing things. Vineyard, I will heal, because maybe what I can do is I might be able to use Jessica to do a run of horse attack against them. Maybe just to get rid of the last of the horses. And so hopefully you know, want to clear out this route of this bottleneck here. This is a 1 hex bottleneck in this hallway here, which will really slow down getting my units across. But again, by the time I get them across, your units will be not as useful. I just need the leaders, because again, once I get in there, I'll throw an Earthquake, maybe throw in Chris also has one that she can use. Jessica does too. Maybe we can use like Thunder or something. So an Earthquake, a Thunder. You know, Layden has a Thunder as well. So you know that should pretty much eliminate all these little guys. There won't be very much. You know, kind of be wasted experience points if I do that. But that's one option. All right. Next turn. Okay. All right. And Alexander says, while Langrisser 1 has started, I still think that Langrisser 2 has a superior in every aspect, especially the story. I too actually really like Der Langrisser. I remember when I played that on the PCFX, you know, it was a really good thing of how to go through all the different paths. I think that was a really good change to the game, the story itself is really good. If I had to say anything, I'd say that the music for Langrisser was probably the best out of the two. I mean, I do like the the soundtrack for Langrisser 1, and as I made a note, an example about these PC Engine game cartridges, things is that these things all came on CD. Okay, so as you can see, it is a regular music CD or CD as you see here. What you can do, and a lot of people don't know about this on the PC Engine, is that you can take the CD from this and drop it into a CD player, and you can actually play all the music. And of course, this one has voice acting for all the levels as well too. You can also play all the voice acting clips out of your CD player with no mods, no nothing. You just take it into a regular. At this time, you could take it into your CD Discman or your Sony Discman there, and play all the all the soundtracks and all that stuff right off that. Okay, so that's one unique thing that you can do. You can't do it on the FX and you can't do it on the PlayStation, but definitely on this version you can do that, and it's the only console that you can do that. So that's how you know that there's CD audio quality music on this, because again, you can take it and put it into a CD player and play it. But to answer your question, yeah, I still say that the music for Langrisser is still better. Yeah, definitely that's it. Okay. And Dante, welcome to the stream. Yes, we're doing a live stream from LinkedIn. Welcome, yes. Okay, so now we are beginning turn number 15. Now, I can see the enemy units have not moved and suicided all his units against Lang. That's good. This guy's slowly moving out of the tunnel, which is what I want to do. Now, Hawking is getting himself beat up here, which not as exciting. I kind of guessed that. Let's use Layden. Let's hit heal 1. Is that enough to hit? No, actually I'm going to move over a few hexes. I want to heal. I want to heal about here so that I can catch Hawking in the area effect, and then I can catch the rest of Taylor in this right there. Like that. Perfect. See? So that way that I get to deal a little bit of healing on both guys. And with that, Hawking should be able to be strong enough now to take out the attack. Kill him. Good. Alright, so he gets the experience first for that one. Now let's move him a little forward here. Maybe he can use Taylor can use one of his horses to actually do something. Or not. Let's see what happens. Taylor, let's take this guy. Let's go against this guy here. Well, he's not doing too well, but troops are expendable, don't worry. Let's see. So, this is Taylor's, so what I'm gonna do is, let's use this guy here from Layden. Let's weaken this guy down. And then I'll use Taylor horse here. And I'll take him over this guy. Bim, bah. There we go. There we go. Now, ideally speaking, I probably should have done that first with the other one. But, let's... I'm not going to hit the resave and reload back in again, okay? So let's let's try to keep efficient here. No, I can't. Alright. Let's see, let's use Layden Archer on this one here. And knock this guy down. Don't kill him, thank you. Hawking's Archer. Do I trust Hawking to kill that guy? No, I don't. Let's see if I can do it. Kill it. Let's Taylor. Yes, you can do it, Taylor. Let's get rid of that guy. There you go. I have one more hex left, but do I have any more horses left? I only have one more archer here from Hawking. Let's see. Let's use Layden here. And don't kill him. Thank you. Alright, Hawking, do it. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. Oh my god. He got the kill. You dink boy. Alright. Let's see. There we go. Okay, moving curse forward. Alright, that's the end of that line. Let's see, so what's happening over here now? Let's see. Okay, so this guy came forward. He attacked you for 4. So, let's see if Barnyard or Soon can do anything. Let's see if Soon can do anything. All I need to do is either weaken him down. No, he's not doing dick. Okay, so let's see if we can do it. Okay, he can do it. Okay, fine. So I'll heal you up. Let's move you down here. We got you in defense mode. This is Jessica's. Let's get these horses out of the way. They're spending enough time being decoys, you know. There. Narm. Don't need you right now. Oops. Thank you. Alright. And where was this guy coming from? Oh, he's Albert's. What's going on here? Okay. So we got one of those guys down. Let's see if we can draw the next guy forward. I'll use Narm to weaken him, and then hopefully one of these guys will take him out. And then that'll give me some more time for these guys to get through the tunnel. Because I don't want to, obviously, I don't want to dispatch the Digos here before I actually finish these guys here, because that's, again, that will end the level, and I don't want to waste the experience points. It's all about trying to, grab all those experience points. So experience points are important, All right, so turn 15 done, and okay. So welcome to the stream for all you new users out there. This is the first stream that I've actually tried where I'm both simultaneously going on Twitch and on YouTube Live. So again, thank you for joining me if you're on the YouTube and on the Twitch side. Okay, and if you have any comments, by all means, write it on the bottom here. I know a lot of you people are here because of because of Langrisser, and whether or not you are playing Langrisser and Langrisser Mobile. If you are, then great. Yeah. What level are you? Are you at level 60, or are you got anything? What is your favorite character? Obviously, if you're playing that. I've been playing Langrisser Mobile for about I'm on my 6th month now. I've hit level 60. I've got Sherry is my strongest character. I finally got her over. Okay, great. That goofbag Doug. All right, Albert. He died. Basically, those guys are my dink boys aren't strong enough to take on those axe guys, with the exception of, let's say, Narm and that kind of stuff. So, but again, because they don't have the if the character dies, and that's the last thing then that's one change that on the Sage S version. So I get him next level, whatever. All right, so looks like Taylor's horses did something against this guy, so that's good. Maybe we can plow through and kill off this loser. He is a lord, attack 27, defense 26, so he's not horribly strong, but you know, it's hard to fight him in the tunnel because you know it's because I won't be able to get like two guys against them. So what I will try to do is I will move this guy out of the way. Get another one of Taylor's horses. Yeah. Okay. So now theoretically all the troops are done. Now here's the problem. You know, I don't want to rush somebody in there because the fact that you know, for example, let's say rush Layden in there and you know try to do the one-shot kill, because if I kill him inside the tunnel, then basically, you know, not like I'm wasting experience points, but you know, Layden then gets credit for the kill. He doesn't need the experience points because again, you know, if you're playing the beginning of the game, for example, let's say you're playing Warsong, and of course, you know, even though you know, for example, level 1, you know that Volkov is your strongest character, but the problem is that you don't want to give him experience points for all those kills because you're going to lose Volkov in you know, level 5. So you know you don't want to, you know, add on experience points to him. Likewise here, you know, because I've got Layden already up to level, you know, he already got at his hidden level 4. He's as high as he's going to get anyway, right? So I'm not going to want to, you know, let him do the kill, although, you know, I guess in a pinch I could kill him. So what I'll do is I want to try to draw him out. So next turn I'll have to try to pull him out of the tunnel and you know, get 2 guys on him, get 3 guys on him on 3 fronts, and then knock him out. Okay. So I'll leave room for that. I'll heal everyone and get ready to do that. This is Taylor's. Where's Taylor? He's down over here. So let's go right there. Okay. Layden, he can stay where he is. Okay. So looks like the guy moved another unit forward. He got damaged a little bit by Albert, but of course Albert is just, you know, he's no match for that guy. So I kind of figured that was going to happen. So let's use Narm's horses here. Knock him down a bit. Down to a 5. I could use Jessica's horses, but her horses are kind of... So let's heal this guy. Maybe he can take out this guy next turn. Because again, I don't want to use Narm to kill this guy. I mean, nice, but you know, she doesn't need the experience points. No. I'll heal him up. We'll try to do it next turn. Let me think. Yeah, he's done the 14 experience, so he's starting to run out. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Cool. All right. Gotta be careful there. One small thing about the emulator is the fact that if I click away from that one particular screen, the emulator stops. So I have to be careful about that. So. And for anyone who's asking the other question, is, you know, what emulator am I using? I'm using what they're referring to as the Magic Engine for the Mac. Okay, that is probably one of the most reliable. Well, I shouldn't say that. The way I should explain it is this way. they have many emulators that are available for the TurboGrafx/PC Engine, but most of the emulators that are out there play Hue cards and only, right? Now, the PC Engine, let's say like the Sega Genesis, they had cartridges, okay, and they had CDs, okay. So, the PC Engine had what they call Hue cards, okay, which are just basically like slim little almost thick credit card like interface cards, which are basically plugged right in, slid right in into the cartridge slot. Okay. They also had a CD attachment, which like for example, if you think of the Mega CD or the Mega Drive CD or the Sega CD, they allowed the games console to play CD games. Okay, so for the PC Engine, they had a dock which docked onto the back of it, allowed you to play CDs. And again, later on, then they released a all complete unit called the TurboGrafx CD, or the Duo, they refer to it. So it has not only a CD-ROM drive, but they also have a Hue card slot. So that's why they called it the Turbo Duo, which allows you to play both. Okay. How that relates is that the Magic Engine is the only one I've managed to find that reliably plays CD ROM games properly, in addition to Hue card games. All right, so that's that's the major difference why I'm using this particular one. Okay. Okay, so this Dink Boy is not coming out to play. So maybe what I'll have to do is I'll have to use Layden and kick his butt, because he's in my way. All right, there we go. So let's get ready. I'm gonna just make room for all my commanders to get through, because as soon as I make next turn, once I get rid of him, I'm gonna have to plow these guys through, and then basically let the all the units kind of using the auto command to follow me through that tunnel. All right, so what's going on over here? Looks like they're still throwing stupid fireballs and stuff at me to heal the guys. So I'm just gonna hang on while I wear him down, because he's now down to 12 magic points. So he's through another stupid electrical attack at me, and there you go. Okay. So Dante, you asked me what is my favorite PC Engine game. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when I first got the console, like how some people, when they buy a console, there's one particular game that they want to play. So for example, when you buy, let's say for example, an Xbox, you're going to buy Xbox to buy Halo, to play Halo, or I bought a PlayStation 3 because you want to play Gods of War or something like that. Okay. I buy an Xbox One so I can play Halo 5. Okay. I need to buy Nintendo 64 because I want to play Star Fox. Okay, things like that. Like those would be like premier titles that you want to buy this particular game. Okay, PC Engine, I'd have to say, I mean, there wasn't really a game that right off the bat I wanted to play, that I had to buy the system for to play, because this is an era where Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo were were the two kings at the time. PC Engine was one of these these things that are over on the side. Most people didn't have one. Most people don't even know what it is. Okay, when you say PC Engine, people think computer game. Is it some sort of computer thing? Okay, so I did pick that up. Now Langrisser was one of my first games I did pick up. because I knew that it was a Warsong game type of thing, and so it gave me an opportunity to play it. And when I played it, that's what I realized this is actually different. Some of the strategies that you use in the first one, don't work the same, so I really enjoyed playing this one in that respect. But to answer that question a little closer, at this time I was really into playing these JRPGs, or what in this particular case, this class of a game, which is an SRPG, which is a strategic role-playing game. Langrisser definitely fell in that class. Another game that was really popular for me was this game here. For all you people out there, this game is Lady Phantom. Okay. Now, Lady Phantom, again, at this particular time was really a big deal, because Lady Phantom is essentially, not by name, but essentially was Bubblegum Crisis. Okay. Now, for all you people who don't, the new millennials who have no idea what classic animes like Bubblegum Crisis is, just Google it, okay? It's Kenichi Sonoda, work, okay? So the guy did, things like, But, yeah. Do look up Bubblegum Crisis if you don't know what it is. It's basically, girls in hard suits and mecha suits, right? So definitely you want to do that. Anyway, so this particular game is again the same kind of, you get 5 chicks in hard suits or mecha suits. They all have different capabilities. One's more for just like Pris, who has the laser swords and that kind of stuff. So close action, that sort of thing. There's like a different type of suit, which is like you heavy artillery unit. Much longer range, heavier guns. There's another one that there's a sniper unit, which basically long range, but not heavy damage on the long range type of thing, like that kind of. So it's a good one. Maybe after I finish Langrisser, I'll do a stream of that one, just because again it's one of those type of games where it's actually really easy to play. And I remember one of the things I did was I brought it to VCon one year, and basically just while in the room, I let different people play different characters, and then basically just teach them and kind of go through on how to play the actual game, and each person, so I can get basically 5 people can do the moves to do to play the game. And that was really kind of a cool thing to do. Because can you imagine you go into a con and just like, hey, that looks like a pretty cool game. It looks like chicks in battle suits, just like killing stuff, like that perfect. And then it's sort of like, hey, would you like to play it? You can pick any of the characters, because they all they have colored hard suits. Geez, just like Bubblegum Crisis, They can't build uniform hard suits. Everyone has to have their own color, right? So look, I'll pick the girl in pink. Yeah, I'll have pink hard suit. Perfect. Anyway, so so basically, a couple times all throughout the day, I let different people play their particular character through a particular level, and whenever their turn came up, they were able to do their move, and I'd basically say, hey. So that was always kind of fun. Anyway, so let's hurry up and kill this guy here. Was it? Well, I think so. Yeah. So okay, get rid of that goof head. And okay, so again, another one of these differences in this particular version of Langrisser as opposed to the Sega Genesis version is the whole concept of items. Okay, now just like how Langrisser Mobile, you can carry 4 items, so a weapon, a head, hat or armor, a actual body armor, and then a regular sort of carry device. Okay, so Layden here just obtained a magical shield, or an M shield, so I should say magic shield, a medium shield, from from this guy. So because I just defeated this guy, I managed to find a medium shield on this guy. Now, whether I go on this thing, it's like, Digos, Kokowara, where are you? Digos, come back and get me! Ha ha! Okay, so that's what he's saying. He's like, ah, you are the stupid kids from Baldia. Okay, I am here. Come and get me. Ah. And then so he's gonna come back and get me soon. Ha! You can't get me. Try. All right, I'm gonna get revenge for my father. Anyway. I'm not going to go over the dialogue because again, there's lots of different websites which goes over all the dialogue, and so like, not to include my Japanese is horrible enough that I can't really for you. Anyway, as I said, Daisuke, where are you? Help me. Okay. Anyway, so now that we've got that dink boy out of the way, let's quickly zoom all these guys out through this tunnel. I'll let these forces follow me as okay. So this guy's still throwing stupid fireballs and stuff at me, which is fine. I'm gonna keep wearing him down by using up all the stupid magic points. Those guys aren't really. He is now down to 10 magic points, so it's fine. That's what I want to do, and we'll continue on. Okay. So otherwise, yeah, I mean, other games that I was doing at that time, Military Madness, okay, or Neonectaris, was a really, really big game on me, and I really loved that one, that game, because at the time, when this first came out, I was working at Radio Shack, okay, and Radio Shack was one of the very few gaming stores and that kind of stuff that really, really supported PC Engine. Okay, or I mean, it was called the TurboGrafx at the time. Okay, and one of the things that was really neat about the PC Engine is that the CDs, like the video game CDs, they were not region locked. Okay, so unlike the PlayStation at the time, and also the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, cartridges from Japan could not be played on the US version, and US version cartridges could not be played on the Japanese version. Now, granted, on the Super Nintendo, you could sit there and break the little pins at the bottom, and then so the cartridge fits in there, and then so that makes the Super Nintendo work. But I mean, and same thing with the Mega Drive. You can get adapters which will change, the cartridge fitting so that it would fit properly and allows you to play it, right? Okay. But so in that sort of respect, that was kind of neat. That was a neat thing, because one of the things I remember doing is that Radio Shack had a this Hitachi monitor mounted into a cabinet, and you'd have the TurboGrafx and stuff underneath, and then the cables would come out, and then it basically allows customers to come in, just try the game out and whatever, right? And one of the things I remember doing, it was I brought in like Japanese games like Langrisser, like the Macross shooting game, like the strategy and Macross strategy game, which is like this Langrisser game here, except Macross. So you can imagine, Valkyries. Here's my, this would be like my squadron of Valkyries, and this would be my squadron of Spartans, and then I'd have instead of these main characters like this, they'd be like Roy Fokker, and this would be like Hikaru and all this kind of stuff, and they go in, and then and over here would be like for example, would be like the Zentradi and whatever needs to go on and start smashing them. So again, that's another one of those games on the PC Engine I really loved playing at that time, and that was really, really cool, because and so definitely so yeah, to continue on the story, one of the things I remember doing was I would load up Neonectaris, and of course when things are slow, which at a Radio Shack was often. Especially, okay, I mean, the location I worked at was like 49th and Fraser. Okay, it's now a Starbucks or some coffee shop or something like that, or whatever. And it's in a freaking pretty. It's in a strip mall, in a kind of residential area, and so it wasn't really busy sometimes. So I like to pull out the controller, stick in Military Madness, and I'm sitting there playing the game. And someone walked through the door. Hi, welcome to Radio Shack. What do you want? Oh, your free battery. Okay, yeah, here you go. Got free battery. Mark your card. Like half the customers in the day is like stupid people coming in looking for the free battery from Radio Shack. The crappy piece of so whatever. That's gonna go. Okay. Quick answer to your question, Vic Rules 66. Front Mission. Again, that came out during the PlayStation era of time, and I played it a little bit, and I thought it was okay. But at that time, I was swinging a little bit away from strategy games because you gotta remember when the PlayStation 1 came out, one of the biggest things that it released was Ballerina Toshinden. Okay, that was one of the first release games that opened up a whole new era for fighting games. Okay, and that brought a whole bunch of excitement to this whole polygon rendered fighting game. Because remember, before all we were used to things like Street Fighter. Okay, we weren't that whole entire 3D movement and moving in and out of sidestepping and that kind of stuff wasn't in a video game before. So this whole new concept of that kind of stuff kind of overshadowed it a little bit. Okay, so that's why it kind of pulled my interest that way. The other thing that really got me into PlayStation 1 games was puzzle games, because again, Neo Nectaris and that kind of stuff made me think how to solve these games and that kind of stuff like that. So one of the games that really got me really interested was things like Clax for the piece for the TurboGrafx, and IQ. Okay, for all these people who are wondering, Clax is one of these color moving tile games which things flip over, and you got to try to get them to flip the right tiles in the right way. And of course, IQ is the man running on a dimension where cubes are flipping over, and the idea is you got to try to plant and make the cubes disappear and open up and basically do the other things. So it's not Portal or anything like that, but it's that kind of solving type of game, so it's kind of a different kind of thing. And again, I got really good at those type of games. I finished Clax. I finished I did 99 levels on Columns. I did that in one sitting one night, and I did finish the game IQ and IQ 2000. So again, for PlayStation, that's probably one of the first games I really got interested in. So I think Front Mission kind of got a little lost in that, and I kind of not that I didn't really like the games, just I just went right through it, kind of really quickly there. Yeah. So anyway. So okay, so now my leaders are here. I'll let those guys follow me. Alright, so let's line these guys up a little bit closer so that I can engage these guys once my other units start arriving. Even though that bonehead's going to probably throw in a freaking fireball at me anyway. So I'm going to get an arm up to the point. I'll put Jessica behind because she's just going to sit there and soak up the damage. And go. Okay. So yeah, here's the people that are following me on the chat. Thank you for watching. And basically, yeah, if you have a favorite, game of on any of the beginning consoles, PC Engine, Super Famicom, and even the PlayStation, I'm sort of describing the history of how the era began, And so, how did it affect you? And sort of an interesting story about how you began in those consoles and that kind of stuff. By all means, put it in the chat and I'll make a mention of it, definitely. So to continue on to that the whole entire genre of these strategy games and that kind of stuff. This is where the anime really helped some of the video games and that kind of stuff. Now, Dante makes an interesting point. Bubblegum Crisis actually does have a game for the PC Engine. Okay, they really should have made it a CD game and did the whole get the voice actors and get them in the anime and that kind of stuff to make that. But it's actually only a hue card game. Okay, and it's unfortunately one of these let's say the right way to say it. It's sort of a adventure game, which is like, let's play the story through in the anime as an adventure game. And the style of adventure game would be like it'd be like, I wouldn't say Zork. I was gonna say Zork, but it's not quite. But yeah, it's sort of like you play it through, you get a little more story, you get to make a choice, or to have a little bit of interaction, and then it plays you more of the story and that kind of stuff. And again, at this time, because it's on a hue card, you can't. It's not like an open world like Final Fantasy or something like that. So you can't just say, I don't want to go to the concert, or I don't want to go to the bar. I want to go somewhere else over there, or I don't want to do your mission. I want to go do. You can't do that, right? So it's like, here's what you can do. You can do this. You can do that. You can go visit press. You can go back to the precinct. You can do whatever, just basic stuff, and you can continue on with it like that. So it's not really. It's sort of like to play homage to the game, to the anime. Here we're gonna put this put out this game, and we hope you buy it and spend more money and give us more money, and when you play it, then you'll sit there. Oh, cool! This is like another game for the for my favorite anime, Bubblegum Crisis, and then you play it a little bit, and then you realize, wow, this is like pretty sucky. This is like, man, it would really be great if it was like a fighting game, or a shooting, like sideways shooting game, or as I commented, if it was like Lady Phantom, where it's like a movement strategy game. That'd be like really cool. Anyway, but hey, that's they did a lot of that back then. It's like, hey, this is a cool anime. Let's make a game for it. And okay, so let's start moving my horses and getting ready to take out these guys here. I see that. Okay, so it looks like they send one guy right ahead here to that. So this time I'm going to be smart. I'm going to move Norm over, and then I'm going to attack from this side. Maybe I'll use Jessica's horses this time. Yeah. This way I don't have to send him forward and don't get him killed. Okay. Now the other thing I'm gonna make another notion while I'm on Norm here. The heal command when you heal your your character and that kind of stuff, to heal hit points. The other thing it does actually heal is also how it heals your magic points. Because you remember she was only at 12 magic points, and now she's up back up to 14. So one of the things that again in the Sega Genesis version is that healing doesn't actually give you back your magic. So once you spend all your magic points, you can't actually heal them back. So in this game, so if you sit back and you sit there and you heal and rest and all that stuff, you will actually get all your magic points back. Okay, so these guys are all still moving forward. As long as they do their stuff, hopefully they'll get forward. We're almost ready to do the attack, because as soon as this guy gets forward enough, then we can rush that guy. Okay. All right. Right, so all these, I want to take the opportunity to welcome any of the new users that are watching the stream. This is my first attempt to actually do a stream on Twitch, as well as doing the live stream on YouTube. So thank you for joining me as I'm going through and playing this level of Langrisser on the PC Engine, and then basically making notes on why this particular version of Langrisser is better than all the other versions that are out there, and basically go over some of the subtle details, and at the same time go over a little bit of history and some stories. If you have any basic questions, by all means ask. Okay. So how many of you people out there are really interested in waited in bated anticipation of the PC Engine Mini, which is due out, because they've already released the the Nintendo Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini and the Sega Genesis Mini and the PlayStation Mini. So how many of you guys are waiting for that? Waiting for that PC Engine Mini, and waiting all the games. Now, I already looked and see that the 40 games that are supposed to be built into that PC Engine Mini is Langrisser is not one of them, but who knows? Every other of the mini systems, people have already hacked and modified, and basically loaded all their own games in it. So I'm judging that probably the PC Engine, they're going to do the same thing. So Konami, do the right thing, make it that way, okay? Okay, so the guys move it forward, so I'm going to move you back to get healed, and then I'm going to knock you out. Gonna knock you out. Gonna knock you out. Thank you. Actually, I should have. Wrong. Don't do that. Heal. There. Narm. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna heal him. I'm gonna wait one more turn on him. Okay, Layden. I can put you up at the point. Well, actually, no, I don't really need him at the point, but because I don't want actually to get too many kills with him. I want Taylor and Hawking to get up there to get those. Okay, I'm just gonna stick in the corner. Yeah. And move Tyler up here. Get him ready. Chris. Let's keep you close, but keep you in the back a little bit. And Jessica is. See now, I can have fun and throw. Silence, attack, zone. No, I'll just stand. Oops. Okay. All these guys are still moving through, so that's fine. I'll do my assault next turn. Charge in there, throw an attack spell. So the excitement here is that's it. We're gonna make our move, right? Yep. Okay. I'm getting called here, huh? Okay, I'm gonna take a break here, and all right, I'm getting called. So give me a break here. I'll give me a chance to get a drink as well. So be right back while the computer does its move. Oh, okay. There we go. All right, so we are now at turn 22. I want to make my major assault here. Because now he's moved all his forces forward, right? To basically try to engage me, leaving him by himself. So that gives me a chance to weed out all these guys. And it's nice because now Norm doesn't actually have to advance to attack him. Instead, they come in and get me. So that anyway. So let's do this. That. Let's see. We'll do earthquake. Earthquake cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it covers, but not really well. I'll try it. Oh no, yeah, it covers all the way up to here. There. There we go. So that cuts them all down in half. I know Taylor has attack. Leighton has thunder. There you go. That knocks him down another one. He's got healing spells. She's only got that. So yeah, I think Jessica can't help because all she's got is attack. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, Taylor's right here. Leighton's archer's in the way, so let's move him out of the way here. I have a bunch of horses here. Let's cast heal to fix all these guys that are like all damaged from that spell. Okay. Chris. This is Chris's horse. She's in range. Let's try it. Good. Okay, Chris can do it. Chris is still in range for the second one, so let's see if we got another horse for her. She can't reach it. That's the lead archer, so then I'll use Taylor. Knock that guy out. Do I really trust him to actually do anything? Come on. Ah. No. Okay, let's move walking up. Jessica up. All right. All these forces are still piling through the portal. That's the one. I'm going to help them a little bit. The AI in this game is not the optimal best, for sure. Turn. Let all these guys move around. Yes, that's right. Dante makes a nice little point that there are two different versions of the PC Engine that's coming out. There's supposed to be a US version and a Japanese version. Now, it's kind of confusing the way the titles are released because the release titles that are supposed to be in there are both English and Japanese. So, for some strange reason, it seemed to me that the system can play either Japanese or English games in it. Maybe the menus might be in Japanese as opposed to English. Maybe that might be the difference. But likewise, the cartridges themselves and the games themselves seem to be that you could do both. And the reason why is because in the selection of 40 games that are out there, they gave certain games twice. Like for example, if I remember from the specs, they put the English version of Military Madness as well as the Japanese version of Neonectaris. It's the same game, but they gave you an English version and a Japanese version in the same console. So it would like seem kind of weird that they give you both versions, English and a Japanese version. And so that's what I'm thinking, that they didn't region lock the system so that you can't play English games on the Japanese one and the Japanese one you can't play things like that, the reverse, right? So it's highly possible that you could get away with playing both on one of them. So who knows? I think we'll know more once the system comes out, and then you can load the games onto whatever, right? Um, you know, the in regards to the whether or not you'd the second question there, Dante, is whether or not you would want to begin playing the games, or uh, from the beginning, or from playing the mobile game. Good question, because they don't play the same way. Okay, as you see, I'm playing this version here, and it's it's your standard. A lot of people would say it's just like your standard strategy game. It's all hex gridded. The units are separate from the actual commanders. Where if you play the mobile version, the map's similar, smaller, but it's similar. They basically worked on stacks. Okay, so if you ever played like a game like Command and Conquer or that kind of stuff, the one hex can have a stack of units. So you can put infantry, tanks, artillery units and that kind of stuff all in a stack, and they're all in one hex. Okay, so that means this one map hex, let's say it's Berlin or something, could have 3 units of tanks, let's say 2 infantry units, and 3 artillery units, all in a big huge stack on that one hex. Okay, how does that relate to this? In the mobile version, you can buy troops for your commander, but they all occupy one hex. Okay, everybody's in one thing. Whereas in this game, you can see that the commander has its own hex. That's one guy occupying one hex. There's only one guy with 10 hit points. That's it. Where you got this guy here, it is a archer unit which has 10 archers in it. Okay, and he occupies one hex, and this commander Layden has 8 of these guys, so basically 80 troops that can occupy the map. So you can see it, things like prevent the guy from escaping, block and barricade certain walls and that kind of stuff. You can do in this game, but you can't do in the mobile game. Okay, so different strategy, different way to play the game. Okay, I definitely do recommend trying them both. Okay, so definitely. But yeah, you play them differently, and you would treat them differently. Okay, so looks like the guy's retreated, trying to get in. So now he's at a vulnerable point. Let's do the final charge here and beat him down. Let's see how to heal this guy. Taylor, I'll take out this guy like that. Okay, so I finally finished all the troops off. That just leaves the Commander Digos right here. Now, you notice that he has an attack of 40 and a defense of 30. Okay, so even Layden, he's pretty evenly matched. Okay, weaklings like these guys, he's got like 10 more attack points on these guys, so they're not gonna do anything. So that's when you get. So let's pull up my artillery here. My newly acquired ranger. let's even make it more fun. Let's use that, and let's throw attack on Narm here. Ding. Okay. Woo! See, you can tell even with that, I almost got Narm killed. So with that, then I get out of the room. He's laid in. Oh, still can't beat him down. Okay, so just all right. So now with that, I'm gonna cast in, heal him up a little bit. So he won't die immediately. He's only got 2 hit points, so my guess is that because of that, he's gonna have to heal. Let's see. So in many ways, for levels like this, it's always good that I've leveled up all the other guys like Hawking and Soon and that kind of stuff. I leveled them up as lords, okay, so that way they have the magic of healing and that kind of stuff, as opposed to having the offensive spells like attack and lightning and that kind of stuff. Okay, because basically that just gives you extra healing spells. Okay, so let's swing Taylor around first. Come on, do something. Okay, 2 points of damage. Okay, so let's use Hawking again. Heal 1. Ding, heal again. Layton. Nope, come down to 1. So now I got Narm. Let's do a heal again. We only got 1 hit point, so Narm should be able to do it. Now I got a full power Narm here. Come on, die. There you go. Alright, so there you go. Ta-da! And there you go, blah, 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 blah. Oh, he's like, ah, okay. As he goes, oh, you can't be impossible, you can't beat me. And all of a sudden, ah. Down with the chaos. Alright. Okay, so again, Narm has picked up the Langrisser. Alright, so there you go, a complete kill. You get bonuses for all the stuff you had left, so that's your bonus XP, and gives you your money back. Okay, you can see all the different items that I've already accumulated and now added. The main item, of course, at the very front is the Sword of Langrisser, which I got, and of course the Devil Axe is the second one, so those are 2 really good, so very good. And I've completed that, so I will go to this hole here, and we'll save there, so that saves it, and that is the end of level 13. Okay, so I'll continue that with that. Alright, so perfect. So yeah, so that is the completion of level 12 for the Music Engine. And yeah, so now, as a sort of a little bit of a request and a little bit of a query, since you guys are sort of interested and whatnot, I am going to boot up a Lady Phantom for you to give you a sample of what that looks like, because obviously you haven't seen what this is, and this will help you out a little bit, especially Dante there. I'll let you have a look up at it. So give me a second here to go to this. So, all right. Okay. Now, first thing to do is I have to change the CD here. Okay. Let's look at this. Is the disc for Lady Phantom? All right. All right. Boot the CD. Oh, no, it's not loaded yet. Impatient, right? Ah. Load quicker. Alright. It's like my PlayStation when I was playing Raiden the other day. It's like complaining how long it takes to load from level to level. Okay, Lady Phantom. Extra pop-up windows for iTunes here. Let's turn that off. Okay. There. And to answer your question, the big rules. Breath of Fire was again one of those alright series. Again, that was getting towards the the introduction of when the PlayStation 1 came out for me. So I think I played it quickly, but I don't think I went as in depth in that one. So that's it. Okay, so Lady Phantom for that. Okay, it's kind of like a cool little beat to that. Okay, just so when you're looking at the booklet for Lady Phantom. Okay. That's your front page outlining the different characters. Now, what's really neat about this one is because it's like Bubblegum Crisis, they have 5 girls, okay, and they basically laid out. Let's see if I can try to lay it out here for you. Each of the characters are associated with their different mech, okay, or their quote hard suit that they wear, okay, so. Okay, so this is Jennifer Stouts, okay, which is the first character, and then those are your other characters in here, okay. Okay, so let's run, and I am gonna go a new game for you. And I'll play the opening scene. Wait. Okay. Now, the other thing I was going to make a mention is that the scenario is also a lot like Soul Bianca. Okay. Again, if, you modern millennials don't know what this is. Again, Google this anime called Soul Bianca. SOLBIANCA. Okay. So you can see that each of the different girls have different things. The girl in green is Jennifer. She is the main commander. Dora, which is the one in blue, you can say she's your muscle, hot-headed muscle, you chick. The blue-haired one, her name is. I'll read this in the book here. Ramia. She's your thoughtful, thinkful, kind of one, strategy person. Okay. The one in green, her name is Cindy. Okay. Of all things, Cindy Matsunaga. Okay, so she's your Japanese character, and the blonde chick, shall we say the ditzy blonde carrying all the cupcakes. Her name is Ellen, or Ellen, Elene, Ellen. Okay. So, so they get the emergency call from their central dispatch saying that there's a mission for them. Okay, so they get dispatched. Okay, so now you get the dispatch. So now you know your 5 characters, and then basically you go on to the mission 1. Okay. So now you get to do your prep stage, just like in Langrisser. You get told, okay, this is your mission, blah, blah, blah. Page ahead here. So here's your 5 characters, okay? Jennifer, Dora, Ramia, Cindy, and Ellen, okay? Okay, start with here. Okay. So basically, these are your different weapons. You got basically 3 different weapons. You can only carry 2 at once. Okay. MG is your magazine size, so 20 shots, 5 shots, and this is your basically your hand blade. Okay, your gun blade, sword. Okay. So that doesn't have a magazine with it. Okay. This is your range, okay? So 6x's, 8x's, 1. So basically, this is your regular. This is your assault rifle. So 20 shots in the magazine, range of 6. Okay. I guess you can say power rating and your strength. Okay, which is like power rating 5. Basically strength of 45. So it's it's your main attack weapon, medium range and sort of medium damage. Okay, and so this is your long range rifle. Okay, that's why it gives you 8 hexes in range, but weaker, only 35 sort of thing, and you only got 5 shots with that one. And then of course the sword is there is no magazine because it doesn't shoot anything, but it's but it's only good for things that are hexed around you. Okay, does the most amount of damage. So again, if you think kind of like your lightsaber, light sword. So I'll set it for that for that medium sword and that kind of stuff. So that's fine. Dora, okay, same thing. She's got an assault gun, shorter range, okay. Again, for 45, she can carry a heavier damage weapon, which is a magazine of 7. Okay, and again, she also has a close range sword as well. Okay, I'll leave it the way it is. Dora, okay. Now, Dora is has different weapons than that. She's more like your sniper. She carries a small, medium, and large guns. They all have magazines of 20. The only difference is the range that you plan to use her at. Okay, all cascading in power and in range. Okay, I am gonna, in this case, gonna go to long range with her. Okay. Cindy here. Okay. One of the things that she does carry is a 360 millimeter gun. Okay. and shots of 10. She has a grenade. So basically, this is the heavy artillery unit. She also carries like a grenade launcher and all that stuff. Range, but long range. You know, so everything has range of 8 on her. Okay, so maybe I'll switch that one out and give her a long range weapon now. Okay. Okay, so again, also saber sword, assault rifle again, medium range, 6 hexes again, a damage of 50. So but again, much the same powers as your main character, Jennifer. Okay. All right, so we're done. So we go to the last option here, and we will select that. Okay. So this is what you've been. So you can see that the map is pretty much just like Langrisser, except the map is an actual true hex grid map rather than a gridded map. So it's everything has an angle of 6 hexes or 6 directions as opposed to just the up, down, left, and right direction. Okay, we have enemy targets here. We have laser turrets and stuff here. Okay, more targets and that kind of stuff. We have another mobile turret cannon over here. Okay, so right now it's showing that it's red color, which is Jennifer's unit. So we go in there, we select her. Okay, now again the same kind of move system that's in Langrisser. Move, then attack, then move. Okay, so those are 2. I'll do that one first. All right, so this then lights up and shows where you can move on the map. Okay, based on your move system. Okay, so let's move over here, for example. All right. Then as soon as you finish moving, one of the things you can do is then you spin on your controller to control which way is your guy going to face. And that's important because your guns all face, if you have twin cannons and twin guns, they face forward. So, if you're facing the wrong way, then your firing arc over here, you can't hit. Okay. So in the case of what I'm doing right now is that obviously since I've got the enemy straight ahead here, I'm going to try to shoot that guy right over here, right? So I want to make sure I'm facing him and not over here because I'm still trying to shoot that guy over there, right? So, so I'm going to face in this direction. Planted. Okay. Which weapon do I want to use? Obviously, I want to use the assault rifle because of the range, right? Because if I go in for the saber, if I went for saber, let's say hit the saber. See, I can only, because the saber's range is only right beside me, I can only hit these 2 hexes. So I actually want to use the assault rifle. Okay, and then it shows what I can shoot. Okay, so I can shoot this guy right here, or I can shoot the gun installation right here. Okay, so let's use because all right, looks a good range here. It is at my extreme range, so my damage may not be as good, but I can use a sword to kill this guy. So let's try to shoot this guy, and then it goes to the combat screen. Okay, so I hit the gun. I did 2 points of damage to it. I need 2 more to complete. Okay. Okay. I switch windows here? Anyway, so you can see how this game sort of plays. I don't want to spend the entire stream showing you how this game. What I should probably do is I should probably play this game on a totally separate stream, and then go through it with you on that. So anyway, I don't want to make this too long because we're already at 2 hours, and not that there's a limit to how long I can stream, but I want to try to break up the streams because since I'm going to be posting all this stuff on YouTube and that kind of stuff anyway. So I'm going to try to wrap this up anyway. So hopefully that's a little bit of a taste and a tease, if you will. Maybe do some Lady Phantom, and if it gets more more requests for that, I'll do that. And who knows? Maybe we'll do the Macross game too. Who knows? That'll be a future request. Okay. So I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for this stream today. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to continue doing more live action streams. Again, I'm going to go to the next level Langrisser on the tomorrow stream. The time that I haven't locked down yet, but what I want to do is I want to do streams like this around reset time for Langrisser Mobile. Now, for those people who aren't playing Langrisser Mobile, there's these things called daily tasks. These things you have basically a day to do. If you do, in order to get full credit for them, you try to do them all done before the day. The day resets at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So being in Vancouver, the clock resets around those times. So basically, for those people who are waiting for 10 o'clock to come up and you want something to do, come on to the stream here and watch a little bit of Langrisser and that kind of stuff. And then once you're done, which is now, you can go back and do all your do all your dailies and that kind of stuff as you need to do. Okay, so so definitely, yeah. So what you want to do is, if you haven't done so, go to my YouTube channel, hit subscribe, so that way you get the notifications. For you people that are on Twitch, make sure you hit follow, so that you'll be able to, as soon as I turn on the stream, then you'll get notification that, hey, I'm streaming, come on in and join me. All right. So by all means, check out my channel, King of Smut 95. You'll see lots of if you ever Google that on YouTube, you'll obviously see lots of videos of me. Of course, I always try to come up with my episodes on Friday. I'll probably put the copy of the stream also on the channel on Friday as well, so that you want to catch up, or if you missed how I did something, then by all means you can catch up on that as well. All right. Okay. So thank you again for joining me. Thank you, Dante. Thank you, Vic Rules. Chad, thanks for joining me. Dan, Alexander. Glad to see all you guys showing up. And so again, if you have a chance, do catch me tomorrow, and I'll do a little bit as I can. Okay. All right. So. Hope you have a good evening, and hopefully you have a good day tomorrow, and then catch you again tomorrow. All right. So until then, okay. See you.